Hello everyone, today we're gonna get creative, having fun using watercolor to create cards for Mother's Day. This painting is very easy and simple, will take you only 10 to 15 minutes to finish. I'll walk you through every step from mixing the colors, painting different flowers, and turning them into a lovely flowers bouquet. So let's get started. So I'm just gonna quickly show you the supply that I've used for today. Here I have two pieces of watercolor paper. One is for the final painting and the other is for practicing and color swatching. The brush that I'm using is Princeton round brush number 6. And these are my watercolor palette. I'm using watercolor from Handmade watercolor pens. This is a student grade watercolor, but I think it's very great and it's affordable as well. Now I'm spraying on the pens to activate the colors. Next step, we're gonna mixing and choosing the colors for our painting. I think this step is very important and useful when it comes to watercolor painting. Here you see that I'm using permanent rose, mixing with a little bit of crimson red and add a little bit of white to have this kind of pastel look. And next I'm gonna use violet mixing with a little bit of cerulean blue, and what I get is a very lovely lavender color. So these are the two colors that I use for flowers. For the leaf, I'll be using 3 different green colors, go from light to dark value. The first one is the yellow green, and the second one is the brownish green, and finally I'm gonna use the indigo mixing with viridian to make a darkest green for a darkest value. By having different green colors, it will help to add more variety and add more depth into the painting. Alright, so we already have the color palette. So now we're gonna practice the flowers and the leaf that we're gonna put into the bouquet. What you're seeing is that I've just smoothly applied the brush strokes onto the paper and color the flowers. Remember, this is just a very loose painting style. We don't go for realism, so it's very quick and simple, and I think that it just makes the painting look more interesting with this style. And one thing about watercolor is that you should go from light to dark. So if you're painting something too light, you can always go back and add more color to make it look darker. But I mean, if it's too dark, it's very hard to make it light. And now I'm practicing the leaves. So as you can see, just like the flowers, it's all about the brush stroke. I just use the tip of the brush and apply it on to the paper. And now, as you see, I just go back and add more colors for the pink one. When the first layer is dry, and I also use a dark brown to add into the middle and color the flowers. Okay, so we now we have the color palettes ready. We also practice all the flowers and the leaves. So next step, we will put all of them together and turn them into a beautiful flower bouquet. I think it's quite challenging. I think it's maybe challenging for beginners when it comes to painting a bouquet, because you have to think about composition, where to put this flower, where to put the leaf, so that it have a nice arrangement. Even me, I have painted a lot of bouquet myself, but up to this day, every time I paint a bouquet, I still have to sometimes it just confuses me. So one tip for you is that just go online and then find some image of the real bouquet and just look at them and arrange accordingly for the flowers in your painting. And otherwise, I would highly recommend that you that just don't think too much about it. Just go for it. Just paint whatever you like. Watercolor is all about the process rather than the final result. And the more you paint, the more you practice, the better you are. So basically, when you look at a lot of bouquets, you will see that it's generally wider at the top and then just goes smaller and smaller at the bottom. And now I'm just adding the leaves between the flowers to make the bouquet looks more grounded. And I'm just painting on the branch at the bottom and keep adding leaf. As you see, I'm just applying different green colors that we have mixed in the beginning for the leaves. By this way, it's going to add more depth and make the painting look more organic. And finally, I'm just adding a little string at the bottom to tie off the branches together. I think it looks so cute with this. And lastly, this is something that I love to do with my floral paintings. I will use whatever paint left over on the palette, adding a lot of water and start doing splashing onto the painting. I think that it's going to add a little touch for the white background, which is the white watercolor paper. I love to do it. I think that it looks lovely, but it's just a personal preference. If you don't like this, you don't have to follow me. Alright, now we finished the painting. What I'm doing now is that I will glue this onto a blank greeting card. I have a Strathmore blank greeting cards, and what I love about it is it has a deco edge, and it also comes with an envelope. You can write any message that you want, and I think this is such a perfect greeting card for Mother's Day. And not only that, it's also a great greeting card for any occasion. You just paint tons of them, save, and just use them whenever you need. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little quick tutorials. If you want to see more content like this, please don't forget to click the subscribe and like. That would help me a lot. Happy painting, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!